talk a little bit more about how I wound up on the dark side. Basically, as a child, I had a deep thirst for wanting to understand, and the reality that anybody could die at any time, that anything could change that drastically, overshadowed any comfort that somebody telling me to believe something or somebody telling me what was true could not comfort me. The only thing that really comforted me was trying to figure out what the heck was going on, why we were in this situation. I had no reference point for what the wider forces that were moving humanity. My grandfathers were both in World War II, so I had learned about the horrors of war at a young age and wanted to understand that dynamic, and only being able to conclude that there was a good and evil fighting each other and that we were somehow caught in the middle of that was the only reference point I had, which caused a great deal of confusion. Ironically, it is still causing a great deal of confusion in the world. Within me, the confusion it caused was you have to join a side. If these two sides are fighting, you got to choose one of them. There's a war going on. You better choose a side. And I chose a side and fought for that side futilely to only get much more suffering. The struggle between good and evil could not be reconciled through any amount of trying to become more monstrous. I pursued the path deeply and found it to be just more confusing, and ultimately the only thing I was trying to do is not be afraid. So I thought by being mean and scary that I wouldn't be afraid. That wasn't true. I was fortunate enough to keep encountering things that were meaner and scarier than me, which reminded me not only am I not that, but that I would never want to be that. I would never want to put someone through that. And I realized that it was a massive paradigm shift. It took many years, but it was an implosion of a belief system that I had spent almost 20 years building up, forming it. And a huge part of it was from what I had been taught to believe, which is the surrounding belief of good and evil. At that point, I went into Eastern philosophy and learned that there was an entirely different way of relating to what we call good and evil. Much more like positive and negative, more in a rational force of nature, not as in these celestial forces that are trying to eliminate each other. In Eastern thought, positive and negative are in a dance, not in a struggle. The struggle is our perception. The overall reality of the exchange of energy is always in harmony. And that, I think, is one of the things that we are all looking for, is to perceive that harmony. Belief comes from our desire to perceive it. Unfortunately, belief will never deliver it, not deeply, because belief shatters in high experiences of uncertainty. In high-level transition states, belief crumbles. And that's where deep work comes in. That's where real spirituality comes in, is when you see beyond belief and allow ourselves to open to the mystery. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like us and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified for when we post new videos. We really would encourage you to ask any questions that you have. We would love to answer them and address them in any way possible. And we will talk to you soon. And remember, stay focused on the question.